Welcome to Talk Time. This is Minister Rosemary Bruno from the Nutley Abundant Life Worship Center right here in Nutley, New Jersey. So glad you tuned in and could be with us today. You know, when you think about love, everybody wants to talk about love. And if nobody has love, then people die. You know that they've made experiments where they've taken little animals from their parents, and the little animals will shrivel up sometimes and just die because the love factor is not there. And we can go back to John 3:16, for God so loved us. And that's where the love started, because God is love. And so when you go to a wedding, most times you hear 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which we call the love chapter. It's really a chapter of victory. Most people just run through it. But when you really read it, it tells you what love should be and what love should not be. There's a big difference. So a lot of things we think we're doing in love, and we're not. We're not always the loving people we think we are. We're not always the wonderful people we think we are. And we think many times we look just like Jesus. And when people look at us, they go, wow, they just glow. They got Jesus in them. That's what they should be seeing. But many times we're not loving, because it says love is kind. Are we always kind? Love is always giving. Are we like that? Or are we more the takers? It's what I can get out of it, not what I could put in. And so love is a multitude of things. And it says that though I bestow all my worldly gifts and have not love, it's nothing. It says, if I gave my body to be burned, have not love, it is nothing. I mean, think of what it really is saying when you break it down and read it slowly. And it says, even though I could speak with the tongues of men and of angels, just think of that. If you could sound and talk like an angel and have not love, I've become as sounding brass and tinkling cymbals. Have you ever heard of somebody, when it's nice and quiet, get cymbals and clang them and makes you jump almost to the ceiling? That's what we sound like when we don't have love. We don't empathize with people. We hear about people going through things, we go, oh, that's too bad. But when it comes to us, we want everybody to stop what they're doing and show us love, and show us empathy, and show us everything that we need. So think about these things when you read chapter 13. And love suffers long. Oh, we don't like that. We don't like the word suffer. We don't like the word long. I don't like to stand in lines. But guess what? I have to. So, and be nice about it. I remember one time I was in a store and I had a few gifts in my hand I had to buy. And I was, of course, Christmas time, I'm in a line. And the woman ahead of me was crabbing so much to that poor checkout girl that when I stepped up, I said, you know, I apologize. I said, I don't know why people are taking it out on you. There's a lot of people here. It's a line. What are you going to do? So that's not love. When you're crabbing, you're complaining all the time. Okay, and it says, and love does not behave itself unseemingly. And is not, for your own self, all me, I want that. When you have little children, and you can always play this game if they don't know finances. Put a dime, put a nickel. Which one do you want? They're always going to take the nickel. Why? Because it's bigger. So I've had 4 children. I know what it's like when they all think their piece of pie or their piece of cake is slightly smaller than the next one. It's like mine's not as big. Well, love says, go ahead, you can have the bigger piece. That's what love is all about. That's what God tells us about. I loved you so much, I gave my only son for you. That's true love. That's what we should emanate daily. That's what we should strive. Are we perfect? No. Are there days I don't feel all that love? Yeah. I remember being at the dentist, and this was a couple years ago, and I remember he said to me, stick out your tongue. I said, excuse me? He said, stick out your tongue, and he just wanted to feel. So afterwards I said, wow, I feel so great. I feel like everything's been lifted off of me. He said, what? I said, I just have been wanting to stick my tongue out at somebody, and today I was able to do it. And he just cracked up at it. But you know what? Sometimes we just feel like that. Someone does something to us and we just want to go, nah, 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 and stick out our tongue like we were little kids again. That's not God. That's not God on any day that he gets up and says, I don't feel like love today. So don't come around me. I don't want to hear you. Don't say my name. Don't ask me for nothing. That's not God's love. So love is beautiful. It never fails. So love never fails. But whether there be prophecies, they will fail. Why? Some people don't get the prophecy right at all. All right? And whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Okay? Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. But love, love. Now abideth all three, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of this is love. So I'm just telling you today, if you don't feel like love, just ask God to remind you of what he did. Read 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Read it slowly. Understand what love does and what love doesn't do. And let's become the child of God, that God will just say, look at my child. She looks just like me. You know what? She acts just like me. Wouldn't you want to hear that? In a good way. In a good way. So remember, no matter what you're going through, turn your love on someone, not on yourself. Don't think about all the things on yourself. What can I do to help someone today? How can I show my love? And remember God's love. Read chapter 13 of 1 Corinthians and read it as what it is, a love chapter, but a chapter of victory for your life. Have a great day. God bless you.